Hello, Lambdog76 here, and I've channeled the greatest American who ever lived in order to compare and contrast the economy of Greece with the economy of the United States. Alright now, Pilgrim, let's move out. We're going to talk about high finance today. Now, as a caveat, which is a fancy word for explanation, I have what could be considered a basic understanding of economics. I am by no means an expert, but here's what's going to happen. I'm going to put Greece on the left and the United States on the right, and we're going to go over the difference between the two economies and why one's failed and one hasn't. Is that okay with you, Sam? Speak to me, kitty. What do you think? Okay. Move out. Greece gets to be in red, 'cause guess what? They're in the red. The US of A gets to be in black. 'Cause guess what? I know it's unbelievable, but the USA is still operating in the black. Basic economics. Black good, red bad. Now, we're going to talk about population between the two countries. Greece, are you ready for this? 10,737,428. United States, 307,212,123. These numbers are from 2009, so naturally they've gone up. Gross domestic product. Basic definition of gross domestic product is how much money a country can produce in 1 year by shaking its ass. Greece, roughly 330 billion. Oh, a lot of zeros in billion. 1, 2, 3, million, 0, 2, 3. Oh, it's still going. 1, 2, 3. That's a lot of clams. Don't have room for the US now. United States, gross domestic product, 14.14 trillion. So here we go. 140 billion, 000 million, 0,000, 000. That's a lot of clams. GDP per capita. Basically, what GDP per capita means is how much of the gross domestic product is produced by the average citizen of said country. Greece, 31 grand. United States, 46 grand. That's the mean average in the year 2009 of how much an American would make by shaking their ass for 1 year straight. Public debt. This is the big one. Public debt. Government treasuries I believe notes outstanding. If you know more about economics than me, please comment. Public debt. Greece. Oh, public debt percentage. Greece. 113.4% of the gross domestic product is public debt. In the United States, it is 52.9%. What that means is the dollar isn't going to fail today. Now, in a nutshell, Greece has the euro. They're a bit of dead weight. They've got a lot to do. The United States, we're at 52%, up from 36. It's not helped by a certain someone who we shall not name. Oh, what's the matter, kitty? You gonna vomit? I don't blame you. A certain someone signed a $700 billion bill into effect. Now I know what you're thinking. That SOB Obama. But guess what? No, it was George Bush. $700 billion. And guess what else? Obama just signed one for another $735 billion. Making it, guess what? More or less 1.4 trillion. And that brought us up in 1 year from 36. So we are up from 36%. So that gives you an idea of the growth. Now what's important, Pilgrim, has to do with monitoring what this percentage becomes after certain stimuluses like this. Now people with basic economic understanding will be able to tell you there's a huge ass difference between high finance and basic finance. In basic finance, if I have a penny and I spend that penny, it's gone. Bye-bye. No more pennies for the Duke. But in high finance, if I've got a penny and then I give it to somebody to do something for me, like build out a big graph with a bunch of numbers, then he has a penny. And then guess what? I do something for him, he gives me the penny back. And then I do something, and then somebody else gets that penny from me because my toilet's broke. So I'm going to give him that penny, and he's going to fix my toilet. But now the guy with the toilet fixing job, he needs an apple pie. So he's going to go buy an apple pie from Ruby. And then Ruby's going to give him that apple pie. Now, when you see things such as economic stimulus, don't be afraid. It ain't like mama paying the cable bill. It's just about figuring out a way to get more monies into circulation. Now, I'm not saying it's right, and I'm not saying anything like that. What my hope is, and if I could leave you with one thing, my fellow Americans, is that when you see that we're spending 1.4 trillion, please understand it isn't that the money's just going away. It's just getting out there in circulation. And the other thing about that 1.4 trillion is this particular value used to just be in fractional dividends or something along those lines. So the idea is we're trying to put real money from the Fed as gently as possible to get people's confidence up, so we're not working on credit. More on this soon. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry about my crappy Duke impression. Y'all have a great weekend. Move out.